Irashaimase. Welcome back to Nappy Cat. We're so glad that you can join us today. Well, we are zipping backwards in time today so that we can see a really cool kitty whose name was Hodge. Hodge was a very famous kitty, very well loved by Samuel Johnson. That was his very favorite kitty in London. He had another kitty named Lily, too, that he loved, but Hodge was by far his favorite. Hodge was a beautiful black kitty with very soft fur. Yes, indeed. And Hodge was loved by Samuel Johnson during a time where kitties weren't as popular in England. A lot of people back then didn't trust them and didn't know who they are, like those of us who love them too. Yes. Oh, cute little paws. But he wrote about his kitty. Yes, he did. The reason we know about the kitty is because Samuel Johnson wrote about him. He wrote about Hodge in the James Boswell's Life of Johnson. Yes, it was such a big deal that today there's even a statue of Hodge in the courtyard outside of Dr. Johnson's house on 17 Go Square in London. He loved, and I relate to this love, and a lot of you will too. He loved his kitty so very much that he used to personally go out and buy oysters for his kitty. Yes, and back then in London, oysters were not expensive like they are now, and they were kind of known as the food for the common people. Well, he didn't want to have to get his servants having bad feelings towards the kitty because people back then, unfortunately, kind of tended to. So he went out and personally bought him the oysters himself. Yes. And even later, when Hodge was having a really hard time, he bought him valerians so that when he did cross over, that it would be more gentle. Hodge was celebrated in a poem in 1778 that's called An Elegy on the Death of Dr. Johnson's Favorite Cat by Percival Stockdale. There's a couple of quotes around Hodge that some of you may have heard before. They said that Hodge was a very fine cat indeed. And you may have heard that saying before. Well, that comes all the way back to Hodge. And there's another one that I really like that one of his neighbors said about him. He said, who, by his master, when caressed, warmly his gratitude expressed, and never failed his thanks to purr, whene'er he stroked his sable fur. And the color sable is, of course, black. And somebody over here is having cute little wings. Yes. I like looking at cats and the way that they're perceived all throughout history. And I love hearing about those who understood them like a lot of us do today. Yes, you all are little gems. Even though he's not sure about his fur being pet right now. Neffy is actually a wonderful kitty, and I absolutely adore him. Yes, I do. And I thank you all for watching this video today. If you all like the contents of our videos, don't forget to tick those paws and paw that like button. You can paw the subscription button and you can paw the notification bell. So that you can see all of Neffy Cat's videos. Well, thank you all so very much. And we look forward to seeing you in the next